This is just my opinion. So if you disagree, make sure to comment your opinion. Also, if you disagree, please don't write angry comments because it's not a good way to get your point through. That's all. Hi guys, it's Above the Best here, and I'm back with another YouTube video. So today I'm going to be doing a tier list on every single Marvel movie. I've done one similar to this with every single Marvel villain, but this one's on the movies. So yeah, it should be interesting. And I have a tier what's called Have Not Seen. And trust me, there's only like 1 or 2 films I haven't seen, but the rest I have seen all of them. Okay. So the bottom tier is okay, because I don't really think any Marvel movies are bad. There are some just okay ones, but I don't think any of them are bad. Above that's average, above that's decent, above that's good, above that is amazing, and then even above that is one of the absolute best, and the top tier is God tier. That's where all of the absolute best Marvel movies go. All of the best go in God tier. Okay, yeah, let's get started. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now, the first Guardians of the Galaxy was absolutely amazing. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I actually think this is one of my favourite Marvel movies, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Because I watched the first one, and I said, this is amazing. And I watched the second one, and I literally couldn't believe my eyes. I know there's a lot of YouTubers that put it in like C, D tier, but I generally don't know why. I love this movie. I generally love it. I know a lot of you are probably thinking, yeah, it's a good movie, but it's not one of the best, in your opinions. But I don't know what it is, I just love this movie. I love all the characters in it and everything, and it's just such a good movie. And, yeah, I'm sorry for all them Guardians of the Galaxy 2 haters out there, but that's where I'm putting it. I know a lot of you would disagree with that, but I'm sorry, it's one of my favourite movies. Spider-Man Far From Home, okay. Now, this movie is obviously another Spider-Man movie, but it's a different Spider-Man movie. It's not like all the other ones, where it's like doing it solo and everything. It's where he's a teenager in high school, and there's other heroes in, for example, Iron Man, so it's not a Spider-Man. And yeah, it's an interesting movie. It's got like a really good villain. It's got one of the best villains. Yeah, go and check out my villain tier list. He'll be in it. It's got one of the best villains, and it's funny. It's a funny film, but compared to like Guardians and them, it's not as good, but at the same time, it is a very good film. If it was about the villain, it would be like in one of the top ones, but it's about the film itself. So, yeah, it was actually a good film. So I'm going to put it in either amazing and good. It just got into amazing, I would say. Okay, so Ant-Man and the Wasp. The first Ant-Man was an absolute brilliant film. And then the second Ant-Man came out after Infinity War. And I remember watching the post-credit scene, where it was absolutely, like, gobsmacking. When I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh. Because the Wasp, her father and her mother, all turned to dust from Thanos' snap, and Ant-Man got stuck in the quantum realm in the post-credit scene. But when I watched the movie in the cinema, I said this is one good movie and I really liked it. But now that I look back at it, compared to all of the other Marvel movies, it's not as good as them. I'm sorry. It's just not, in my opinion. Yes, it's funny and all, but I think the first I'm almost funnier, so it like set the bar really high. But don't get me wrong, it is a good film. And when I watched it first in the cinema, like when I first watched it in the cinema, I thought it was really good. But looking back, it isn't as good. So I'm probably just going to have to put it in, probably go say just indecent. So, Ant-Man. As I talked about before, it's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp in my opinion, by far. It's a really funny film and it's got some good action. It introduced Ant-Man, which one of my favourite characters in the MCU. And I love that scene where he finds Falcon, like when he meets Falcon. That's one of the best scenes in Marvel. It's just such a good scene. And it's like, it was different. It was a very different film from when it came out for Marvel. Like there wasn't really another film that was like that. It was a different Marvel film. Because it's experimented a lot with all the stuff like the quantum realm and how people can grow in size and get smaller and stuff, and yeah, so it's like a very different Marvel movie. Okay, so this is one of the best Marvel movies in my opinion. So probably absolute best, I'm sorry. Has to go in there. Avengers Age of Ultron. Now, first Avengers, brilliant film. Second Avengers, not as good as a film. Now, the reason it wasn't as good is it just kind of felt like a repeat of the first Avengers. But like the end battle just seemed pretty much the same as the first Avengers. And it was like swarms of Ultron, and the first one was like swarms of them alien things. So honestly, I wasn't a big fan of Age of Ultron. I think it was kind of a boring movie in my opinion. So I'm going to have to put in average. I know that some people would... Honestly, there isn't actually that many people that really like Age of Ultron. If you like Age of Ultron, that's fine. I haven't got anything against that. Comment down what you think of this film. And yeah. Now Black Panther. Okay, so this film. Now, this film takes place in Wakanda. And when I saw it in the cinema, I didn't think it was that good. I'm going to be real, I didn't think it was that good. I was a bit disappointed. Watched it on movie, I watched it on DVD, and I thought, it's actually, you know what, it's okay. And one good thing about this movie is how it's loads of everyone's it's all the black people are fighting, so it's it's not racist or anything. It's for black people rights, and the women are really strong as well, so for women rights and everything. So that was a good thing about the movie. And the action scenes are actually really good. Like the car chase scene and the the scene when they're in that casino or bar or something. And yeah, it's some good action scenes. And the villain, he's quite good actually. I like the villain in it. And he also is the main actor in Creed, which was one of the Rocky films, if you've seen Rocky. So, yeah, I'm going to put this in good tier. And I know a lot of people love this film, but I do like it. That's why I put it in good. But I think it is a little bit over-exaggerated. But that's just my opinion. So if you think I'm wrong, feel free to comment that. It's your opinion and my opinion. So, yeah. Captain America Civil War. Oh, this film. I watched it in cinemas. It came out basically in the same time as Apocalypse, X-Men Apocalypse, and I watched both of them. And X-Men Apocalypse, if I ever do a tier list on that, spoilers, I wasn't a big fan of that. So, yeah. But when I saw Civil War, jeez, I love this film. Peggy died in it, who was Captain America's girlfriend, and there was a massive war because Bucky, the Winter Soldier, came back, and Iron Man found out that he killed his parents and everything, and loads of stuff. So there was a massive fight, and there's Team Cap and Team Iron Man. Personally, I'm a Team Cap fan. Comment down below what your team fan is. Do you like the Cap team or do you like the Iron Man team? I like the Cap team. It's just got better heroes, in my opinion. Ant-Man, I like Hawkeye. Captain America himself, I love Captain America. Bucky, Falcon, there's all these good heroes. So that battle scene when they're all fighting each other, Team Cap and Team Iron Man, is one of the best battle scenes in Marvel, because it's so different. You haven't really seen heroes fighting properly. Obviously, you saw it in the original Avengers when Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor fought. But that wasn't really a big fight. This is like a proper big fight. So it was like different. It was a different MCU style. And the film itself, it has a good plot line, a good villain, and yeah, everything about it is a good thing. So yeah, I'm going to have to put this in one of the absolute best. It was one of the best Marvel movies. So, Captain America, the First Avenger. Oh, yeah. This film, it's set in World War II. And it's kind of a film to set up the Captain America character. And I liked it a lot. It was like different. Well, once again, it was different because it's set in World War II, obviously. The villain's pretty decent. It's not amazing. He's not terrible. But I think it's more on the good side of like good villain. But the thing about this film is the other two Captain Americas is just better in my opinion. I know there's a lot of Winter Soldier fans out there will think it's like much better than the First Avenger, and personally I think the Winter Soldier is better than the First Avenger. So if you're ranking out of the Captain America films, it would be quite low. But since it's just out of the tier lists, I'm going to put it in decent. Actually, no, I'm putting it in good, actually. Because it was a good film. For phase 1 of the MCU, it definitely was a good film. So, yeah, speaking of Captain America and the Winter Soldier, I'm putting this in here already. It's such a good film. I don't know. I just thought it was an amazing film. Came out the same year of Guardians. That's always a good sign. And yeah, outstanding film. How Bucky, like there's two villains. Bucky was the Winter Soldier, who turns to be good at the end. And you've got what's his name? I can't even remember his name. But basically, the main villain works for Hydra. He's like kind of controlling the Winter Soldier. So, yeah, it's a really good film. There's some sick action scenes. I love all the cut scenes and everything, like when the people are revolting and everything. So, yep, outstanding movie. Captain Marvel. This film. I'm sorry, I'm just going to get the point straight away. I didn't like this film. I thought it was a boring film compared to the other Marvel movies. I think it was only really made to, introduce you to Captain Marvel, because it wouldn't really make sense if they just put her into Endgame there and then. That's why I think the movie was only really made. So, yeah, I was disappointed with it. I'm sorry. I went to it, the cinema, expecting to see a good movie, and it was not a good movie. Well, it was a good movie, but for Marvel standards, it's not a good movie. That's why I put it in okay. Because once again, there is no bad Marvel movies in my opinion. There's some okay ones. For example, Captain Marvel. And yeah, I was disappointed in it and everything. And honestly, I didn't really find myself laughing that much. Like Marvel movies tend to be really funny, but I didn't really find myself laughing at this movie. So yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Doctor Strange. And I'm going to put Doctor Strange in amazing. And the reason I'm putting him in amazing is, I know I've been saying this a lot, but this is an actual different movie. Like a different Marvel movie. It's very different because it has the time stone in, and there's loads of like reality bending stuff and everything, which kind of like weird. And I think the effects are really good for like when the bending time and everything and bending reality and everything. I think that the effects on that is actually really good, like the CGI. The only thing that let me down in this film is the villains. Dormammu could have been an amazing villain, but no, they made him a terrible villain. And don't even get me started on that weird magical guy who's like the main villain through it. That was so bad. If the villains were actually good, he probably would have been going up here, or maybe even here. But the villains ruined this film. I'm sorry. You would have heard that a lot, how the villains ruined Doctor Strange. Okay, I get it straight to the point. Guardians of the Galaxy goes into God tier. getting the point. It was Guardians in the Galaxy. What can you say? It's Guardians in the Galaxy. Once again, I'm going to say it again. It's Guardians in the Galaxy. You can't get much better than that. You cannot get much better than Guardians of the Galaxy. It's such a good film. Ronan, the villain, wasn't an amazing villain, but the comedy is probably one of the funniest Marvel movies. Like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is probably one of the funniest Marvel movies. And the directors and everything, and the people who make Marvel even said Guardians in the Galaxy was a big risk to take. Because since it's not like the Avengers or anything, and it's different because in space and stuff, it was a big risk to take for Marvel. Because it was either going to be loved or hated. And guess what? It was loved. It's got such good Rotten Tomatoes. Go and check it out now. It's like really good Rotten Tomato reviews. And yeah, outstanding film. Oh, Avengers Endgame. One of the newest films in the MCU. But after seeing Infinity War, I loved Infinity War. And after seeing the end of it, when all of them got turned to dust and everything, I was absolutely excited for Endgame. Couldn't wait. I was literally like crunching my fingers, waiting for it to come out. I just wanted it to come out quicker. When it came out, I went to the cinema. I thought it was a very interesting plot, and it was a long movie. Very interesting plot and everything. And one of my favourite characters, Rocket Raccoon, I was just really hoping he didn't die, because he was one of the surviving Guardians members. Only him and Nebula were surviving Guardians members. So I said, oh, he must be alive for a reason. So I was really worried in case he died, but luckily he didn't. And yeah, it was a decent movie, but considering how it's a most profitable movie in the world, it's gained the most money ever, like the box office money, it's gained more money than any other film in the entire world, including Avatar, including the Titanic, more money than any other film. But, this is a big but, I do think it's a little bit over exaggerated. I was looking so much for it and I couldn't wait for it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was a little bit disappointed. Go and check out my Endgame review, which is on my YouTube channel right now. And I was a little bit disappointed, so I'm sorry. That's where it's going. Some people put it in God tier, some people put it here, but I'm putting it here. Iron Man 2. This is one of the main reasons I made this. I haven't seen it, because I've heard so many people say it's such a bad movie, it's one of the worst movies. That's why I just didn't bother watching it. And I could easily watch it if I wanted to. I have Disney Plus and everything, but if it's really bad, I'm not going to really waste time watching it then. So yeah, that's one of the main reasons. Some people, not many, but some people say it's okay. I haven't heard anyone say Iron Man 2 is a good movie or a brilliant movie. The best I've heard is it's an okay movie. So, Iron Man 3. I watched half of this and I wasn't a big fan of it. So, I'm putting it there. I just wasn't a big fan of it. So, yeah, what's your opinion? And the final Iron Man, the first Iron Man. Now, some people would put it in God tier, because it's one of the... Well, it is the first Marvel movie, so some people would put it in God tier. But, if I was one of them people, I probably would put it in God tier. But I'm just ranking on how much I enjoyed the film. And I actually thought it was a pretty good film. I watched it in bed and I said it's pretty good. But I didn't say it was amazing or one of the best or God tier. I just thought it was a good film. Like a nice little simple Marvel movie where if you're bored you could just sit down and watch it. But the end battle wasn't good. I'm sorry, the end battle was actually terrible. Oh, look, we're on Avengers now. The last film of Phase 1. Okay. Now this film was the thing that brought the MCU to life. People put it in God tier. And what about me? I think it's going to be one of the best. Because it's, in my opinion, it's not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. However, it's an amazing film. So I think it's at the very top of one of the best. one of the absolute best. So it might become here in God tier, but I think I'm putting it in one of the absolute best. But trust me, it was very close in the God tier. Okay, Incredible Hulk, I haven't really seen this, so I'm just going to put that there. I've seen half of it, but that was so long ago and I haven't watched it since. And personally, I don't know why I haven't watched it since. I really need to watch it again. Well, not again, watch it all. But, yeah. The first four. Okay, so, the first four, there's a lot of hate going towards this movie. I really don't understand what the hate is. I thought it was a good, funny, interesting movie. Where, considering it's phase one as well, one of the first Marvel movies, I think it was really good. So, yeah, I don't see what was wrong with this movie. I think it was a good, entertaining movie where you can sit down and watch it. And, yeah, I mean, it's 4 as well. That's not love. I'm honestly going to put it in good or maybe even amazing. I think this was a solid movie. I really don't understand why people don't like it. Oh, Thor Ragnarok. Okay. Enough said. I'm off. Okay. The reason I love Thor Ragnarok is one of the funniest movies. Once again, I love the scene where he fights Hulk. Hulk can talk for the first time. New characters are introduced. Just such funny scenes in it. For example, it's my birthday scene when they're in the plane and play dead. That's a funny scene as well. When he throws Loki at the guards. And it's such a good movie. Literally, there's nothing bad I can say about this movie. The only bad thing I could say about it is it's too good. So if you don't want to be entertained too much, I guess it's a bad thing. But, jeez, it's the only thing I can say about it. What's bad, what's not even bad. It's just me being stupid. So, yeah, it's just a funny film and everything. The main part about this film is how it's funny. Like, the funny thing. And it's got one of the most powerful villains. So, yeah. And the last thought from The Dark World. Now, some people put us in, like, the bottom tier saying it's a terrible movie. Don't get me wrong, it's not a great movie, but I think it is, let's just say, underrated. I'm putting it in average. I mean, obviously that's still the second worst tier, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's a terrible movie. Like, I don't think it's an okay standard movie where Iron Man 3 and Captain Marvel are. I think it's higher than them. Okay, Avengers Infinity War. I watched this in the cinemas and I went, oh my gosh, I was like mind blowing. This film, the Guardians meet the Avengers and everything. The only thing I was a little bit disappointed in is how Rocket didn't meet Iron Man since they're both like really intelligent. But then again, they could see them at each other in Endgame, but there wasn't much of an interaction. That's the only thing I was disappointed in. And the end battle as well, Wakanda. Oh my gosh, that scene when Thor landed in Wakanda, one of the best scenes in all of Marvel, and the original Avengers theme tune plays in the background. That was such a good scene. That's all I'm saying. One of the best films. Spider-Man Far From Home. Now, when I went to the cinema to watch this, I was expecting a similar movie to Spider-Man Homecoming. Boy, was I wrong. This film was so cool. And like the villain Magneto and everything was such a good villain. Like, you couldn't really get much better than this. Like, it's set after Endgame, so all of his friends are back and everything. It's the only film that's set after Endgame, so it's the only film where you can see any reactions of like them reuniting and everything. And Mysterio is just a normal guy who usually sees like robot things in it, like virtual reality, so you see stuff that's not actually true, but at the same time it is. It's really confusing, but it's interesting and good. And the end battle, how Spider-Man kills on the robots and everything, it's so good. Oh, and the end, oh my gosh, the end cutscene, The post-credit scene, jeez, one of the best post-credit scenes by far. How everyone knows who Spider-Man is now. And it's so close to being in God tier. But I don't think it's that good, so I'm going to have to put it in one of the absolute best. Definitely one of the best Marvel films, easy. So yeah, this is my Marvel tier list. Comment down below if there's anything you agree on or disagree on. I'm interested to see your guys' opinions. And yeah, thank you for watching and bye.